Disguised as one of Santa's helpers, I'll steal these presents from right under his nose.
Now hold it there, you little fake elf.
Be safe. What are you doing here? I would have gotten away with this if it weren't for you.
Sergeant Be Safe, you've been a very good boy this year.
Hello, Santa and Rob You Blind. I knew you'd be in this area right about now.
Ooh.
Wow, this is perfect timing. This good family has just returned. It's always a good idea to keep your doors and windows locked when you're not home. Don't give Rob You Blind the advantage. There's very inexpensive cameras and security systems you can set up as well.
Sergeant Be Safe, thank you for coming. We appreciate everything you do. Without you, this holiday season would be ruined.
Wow, thank you, Sergeant Be Safe. You saved the day. You're welcome, and I'm happy to hear it. You guys enjoy the rest of the day. Santa, you have a safe trip back to the North Pole.
Ooh. Party pooper, be safe.
No gifts for you, Rob You Blind. You'll be put away this holiday season. Sergeant Be Safe wants you and your family to have a safe and enjoyable holiday season. And that's your tip of the day, to have a safe holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Subscribe now.
Clee Tilman. He is a son, a father, a brother, a law officer, an accomplished officer.
And 4 over and out.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you guys for tuning in. You are now in tune for another segment of Black and Blue. For those of you that know, this is a transition from the lab, which we did for about 3 to 4 years, where we interviewed people with businesses, products, and positive messages. Now we transition 100%. We fully dug in. We're crushing it on Black and Blue, where we're interviewing law enforcement agents, individuals in the law enforcement community who are rookies, who are seasoned, and who are retired, and their experiences, and along with other programs that they may have on. And we got a special guest backstage right now. You guys see the name. Some of you may know him, others of you may not, but we're going to dive right in and we're going to learn more about him and the things that he does. But right now, it's your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, your favorite baker, Coach Clee, coming at you, your host of Black and Blue, and one of the voice of Sergeant Be Safe, and the sponsor, one of the sponsor, the face for One Way Publishing. One Way Publishing is listed in the comment section below, along with MG4 Tech. We got to give a shout out to Merrick Green. He's doing big things right now. But if you've got a website, if you're doing anything digitally, online, or anything like that, you need to reach out to him. He can get your behind the scenes stuff done, and he can do it way better than anyone else that I've seen. One Way Publishing, we talk about turning a mere thought into a book that's bought. You see a few of them right behind me, and some of them I published. Some of them clients who came through One Way Publishing got their books done. They can do regular handbooks. They can do ebooks. And we're working on getting on Audible, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Got a special guest. We're going to talk about health, fitness, shared experiences. His name's George Morse here. But first things first, we got to give a shout out to One Way Publishing because they are that sponsor. Sergeant Be Safe is going to make sure that happens.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Be Safe. One Way Publishing is the sponsor for the podcast Black and Blue. And these books behind me are a few of the books that are on their website. Check out the latest one, The Lab Part 2. It just came out. It's a compilation of former guests that were on the show. But make sure you tune into the podcast. That way you can see cartoons of me giving out safety tips on how you can be safe. See for yourself. Go to the website, workwithclee.com.
Subscribe now.
And like I said, we got George Morse. Correct me if I pronounce your name incorrectly once you come on scene here. But he's backstage right now. He's going to talk about Black Men Run and health benefits and physical fitness, his experiences while coming up, his experiences before he became a sheriff, things along those lines. But you know, he's a sheriff up here in the northern, the East Coast. I don't want to put too much out there. I'll let him do all that. He's been 16 years on the job, and he's an affiliate of Black Men Run. And right here's a video just to give you a little idea what that is.
To be a black man in America is to be a living paradox, admired, but at the same time constantly disrespected.
Outside of sports and entertainment, it means being underestimated in your abilities.
It's a struggle, but you just have to learn how to navigate the world in a certain way.
First word comes to mind when I think about the movement that's going on right now is hopeful. It looks different than anything that I've experienced in my lifetime.
But I want to make sure that it stays a movement for everyone and not just a moment.
We have to really get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Black Men Run is very important because it sheds light on a different dimension of who we are.
Hugely important to have images of black men that are out doing things positive.
And I think that it's important for us to be fearless. I think it's important for us to be unapologetic.
We are not running away from anything. We're running towards a brighter future together.
Hello, this is Sergeant Be Safe, and I want to welcome all you viewers and our very special guest to Black and Blue. So get your questions ready and enjoy the show.
Subscribe now.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring him to the stage. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. I hope you guys are too. George, are you there?
Yeah, what's up, Coach? How
What's
you
going
doing?
on, man? Thank you for making yourself available and coming on the platform. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for allowing me to come on this platform and share it with you and just have a discussion and just raise some awareness around various topics. So me, George Morse, Philadelphia, born and raised, professional law enforcement officer out there in the Philadelphia County Sheriff's Office. Been a sheriff for about 11 years now. Been in law enforcement for a totality of 16 years.
Okay, perfect. So as you've been a sheriff for 11 years, as you said, and been in the law enforcement arena for about 16 years, what are some of your responsibilities and duties that you had coming up through the ranks?
Coming up through the ranks, wow. So when I came into the sheriff's office, when you first come in Philadelphia County, you got to get trained and experienced on like working courtroom security, even sometimes working at like the detention cell room area where people are detained before they go up to court or go see their attorneys, things like that. It's a very high traffic volume area dealing with people coming in from all type of facilities. It can be federal, it could be state, it could be local detention. Got my experience there. Then I got handpicked to work on the bike patrol unit, patrolling around Center City Judicial District, making sure that jurors, civilians coming in and out of courthouses are safe as they come in and out, protecting judges, any other court staff that are coming out, making sure everyone gets to and from safely. Also had some training, went to CIT training throughout my career as well to get some more training to help out with people dealing with crisis. We come into contact with a lot of homeless people in the Center City area of Philadelphia. People going through a lot of different things, mental health challenges and things and whatnot. Just making sure that you got the right tools in your toolbox and the right resources on location to get people the help that they need. Also, going from bike patrol, I was promoted up to detective, plainclothes, working in the civil division. In that division, we carry out a lot of court orders, a lot of executions. Basically, anything that comes out of the court, we can deal with. Whether it's helping someone gain possession of a property, serving any type of complaints, whether it could be anything from a divorce, any type of liens or anything. Someone may have got a judgment entered against someone by default. Someone may have deviated from a contract, doing some type of work for someone or failed to pay this person. They go to the courts, they get a petition. If it gets granted, they bring it over to the sheriff and we go try our best in our due diligence to satisfy those judgments on behalf of the plaintiffs.
Gotcha. So leading up to doing this, and I know sometimes it can be exciting, sometimes you can't make the stories up of the situations you go through, and other times it can be real blah. What initially gave you the bug to wanting to get into law enforcement?
Wow. So you could think about it like this. I remember when I graduated from high school, right? And I had my grandmother threw me like a high school graduation party. And I had two of my first cousins stop by. They're older than me. They were already working. And I noticed that I didn't know what they did, but I found out I had one cousin that was a correctional officer at the time. And the other one was a deputy sheriff working with the sheriff's office. I didn't even know Philadelphia had sheriffs because I wasn't worried about that. I wasn't thinking about going in that direction. So seeing those images, positive role models in my life at that age, about 17, 18, I said, wow, that's an option. That's an arms reach. That's something I can do. My father's side, where I get my name from, my grandfather, his father, my great-great-grandfather, they all were Philadelphia police officers. So long line of police officers on my father's side. So, I guess it was something that fell in my lap. And, once I got the opportunity to take the work in the Philadelphia County prisons, I took that, did that for a few years, and I had the opportunity to come down and become a deputy sheriff and went up to training, succeeded at that. And here I am now in a position of a sergeant.
Gotcha. Right. Fourth generation law enforcement. You had no choice.
It ran up on me, man.
I know. I can't hold a match. And I'm a second generation, and sometimes I'm like, man, I don't know, man. If I could have did something else, I'd have been a cartoonist or something. job in the world because it gives you the front seat to a lot of things, a lot of excitement. Every day's not the same day, and the things that we experience, you just can't make up. They make movies about experiences that we deal with. Are you able to share any of some of your most memorable experiences, if possible?
Seen a lot of things, helped out with a lot of responses and things of that nature. So I didn't finish telling on where I am now. So I had the opportunity to go work in a warrant unit also when I got promoted to sergeant back in 2020, right when the pandemic hit. So being a supervisor in a field unit, that's a 24/7 unit, serving warrants and things of that nature. I seen a lot, dealt with a lot, especially working on a night shift, overseeing my own unit on that shift. So I was like sort of like a shift commander, quote unquote. Just being there with the guys and just getting the experience, getting the reps in, helping people, get people off the street who needed to get help as well. Because some people we drop off at the county jail. Some people, they need to be dropped off at a mental health, at a psych ward, at a mental health facility. Because what do we have? The crisis that's going on now. We have an opioid crisis. So we have people that's dealing with a lot of substance misuse. We have a lot of people going through that crisis right there. So if me or my team see anybody that look like they need to be taken to a triage or taken to a trauma unit, that's what we would do, and we would take it from there. And it was a lot of incidents where we had to help people's family members get the help that they need, even though they had outstanding warrants. We would get them the care that they needed to be attended to, and then after that stuff is taken care of, they would deal with those outstanding warrants in the courts.
I'm glad you brought that up too, because there's a lot of people under the misconception or misnomer that feel if they have traffic warrants or any kind of warrants, and they're scared to reach out for help because they think those warrants are going to be served right then and there on the spot. And we're here to advocate for treatment first. You can't take care of the rest of your life if your mind's not in the right place. So we try to get you connected with agencies or whatever kind of facilities that you may need to get your life together before you start handling warrants or issues like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's kind of switch gears a little bit, because I see you got the medal on, and we played the YouTube video, and I want to put a stat up here, what I thought was interesting. Black Men Run, and I saw this earlier. Let me see if I can file it so you guys can see it. Right here. Yep. Among black men, they're 20%, 20 and older, 44% have cardiovascular disease, other issues. You can read down the list: heart disease, diabetes, and so many different things, from diet, physical fitness, and so many things that contribute to that. Put these things. How do you feel that, how do you believe that Black Men Run can help men actually get back in shape and keep the cycle going?
Yeah, so joining Black Men Run could be beneficial to men who are coming in that are just novice, recreational runners, that are, just want to get out there and take care of their health, take control of their health, mentally and physically, and just having that type of fellowship and brotherhood that you can connect with, that can motivate you and inspire you to continue to push yourself. Even if you come, you start walking by yourself and then get to the point where you can even jog a mile and then work yourself up to jogging 3 miles, and start joining up to the Black Men Run group runs that they host in different cities across the nation. And you'll see yourself one day registering for a race one day, and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I did a 5 mile run, or I did a 6 mile run, or 8 to 10 mile run. It just helps benefit you mentally and physically. And that's what we're here for. Black Men Run was formed. Our founders are in Atlanta. That's where our mother chapter is at. Our founders are Jason Russell and Edward Walton. They saw a need for black men to be represented in this sport and in this space. Definitely to defy the stereotypes as far as like the diseases that are affecting black men across this nation, such as heart disease, cardiovascular disease, and hypertension. So those are like our 3 health issues that we're out here to counter and combat and eradicate for black men.
Gotcha. And I kind of cut you off a little bit. Hold your medal up again and explain exactly what that is and how you got that.
Okay, so this medal right here that I'm holding up, this was Black Men Run's national meetup this year. Was the Detroit Free Press Marathon.
Okay.
This was hosted in the second week of October, and I'm actually rocking the swag shirt that came with that half marathon. That was our national meetup in Black Men Run. We host a national meetup every year, and it's in a different city across the United States. This year it was in Detroit. It was hosted by our Black Men Run Detroit chapter and our SLT members. They did a great job hosting us. I've never been to Detroit. This marathon was the Free Press Marathon, and it took us out of the beautiful city of Detroit, Motown, and we took it into Windsor, Canada. And we ran over a bridge out of Detroit into Canada and came back in. The sights and it was beautiful. It was a great experience. And I'm looking forward to next year. Black Men Run is going to be celebrating our 10th year. Black Men Run actually started in July of 2013. We'll be celebrating next fall our 10th year anniversary. And I think our 10th year anniversary destination race is going to be in Atlanta. I don't have all the details yet, but when I get the details, I can share them with you. You probably can share them on your platform if you want.
Absolutely, I got you. So tell us how you got involved with Black Men Run.
I got involved with Black Men Run back in 2015. So there was a gentleman who was like a alumni from my school, who was like someone who would come through and help me out sometimes. And I remember I was in Atlanta for one of my best friends' bachelor parties, and I saw Black Men Run. I was at a Chicken and Waffles. I saw Black Men Run. The guys from Philly, from my city, going to, I think the race they was down in Atlanta for was the Publix. It was like in March 2015. And I said, yo, when I get back to Philly, I'm gonna hook up with y'all brothers, because that right there was it for me. I said, oh, they run out of town. I said, yo, when I get back, I'm gonna link up with y'all. That was into March. When I came back to Philly, it was mid-April. I showed up to a group run, and I remember telling the captain at that time, yo, man, listen, I ain't never run more than 3 miles. I seen all these brothers out here running. I said, look, don't leave me. And I made it through the whole 5-mile group running. I remember Cap and the rest of the old heads that was out there said, hey, George, they said, what a young guy who said don't leave? And they was like, you was up front the whole time. I was like, I just worried about getting left. I ain't want to get left. So that was my experience. That right there, the brotherhood and nobody leaving nobody. And I seen that, doing something positive and powerful. I said, man, this is it. I'm sticking with this. And that's where I'm at now.
So if somebody is just now hearing about this for the first time and they're interested in it, how would they go about signing up or enrolling?
So wherever you at, because I know you probably got viewers all over the nation, probably even international. So if you on the West Coast, you got BMR out in the Bay Area, you got BMR all the way down in San Diego and in Los Angeles. If you went along the East Coast corridor, Philadelphia, Baltimore, New York, we got chapters there, even down in DC and the DMV area. You down in the South, like I said, ATL is the mother chapter. You got our brothers down in Houston. You got our brothers over there in Tampa. You got Charlotte. Just go to our website, blackmenrun.com, and you can go to the chapters. Yep, and you will see the group. The city that's closest to you, and it'll have all that information up there where they meet and what time they run, and you can join their weekly group run. Go out there, get connected with the brothers, find their Facebook page. You can send them a message, let them know that you want to come out. You heard about it or whatever, and I'm sure the brothers will welcome you with open arms, just like they did me back over 7 years ago.
And through those 7 years, have you seen anyone come forward with testimonials on how their lives change, or how their bodies change, or their health change, or their mentalities change, or anything like that?
Yes. They got brothers that lost 300, 400, just been dropping weight. A lot of testimonies. I seen brothers go on run streaks over 1,000 days. I seen brothers go from not even able to make it through a 5-mile run to running major marathons and hitting personal records and things like that, like a professional runner, endurance athlete. It's just so much inspiration and motivation just hearing the stories. It just helps people have a great balance from the work life, family life, and be able to lead their families and their communities better, because when you take care of yourself physically, it helps you out mentally, and also it can help you just be a better man to your family and your kids and your community.
Gotcha. And what's the organization's goal per se?
So Black Men Run is doing so much this year, going into their 10th year. Shout out to BMR. They just got a partnership with Saucony. They just released their first Saucony sneaker this fall. Also, yeah, thank you for that. And the goal is just to continue to build. It's not a run club. Black Men Run is a social network of influence and impact. And that's what we want people to know. It's a social network of influence and impact. Come to Black Men Run, and you can build something here with Black Men Run. You know, it's a platform for everybody. And I just want to shout them out because I'm on your platform and on your podcast. They actually just came out with their Black Men Run, the Healthy Brotherhood Experience. So you'll be able to hear more stories like mine from all the brothers who are in Black Men Run across the nation, who have testimonials to share. So just gave them a plug on that. The brothers just launched that. Just so much. It's so much to offer, and so much that to stay up on, because there's so many different cities and so many different chapters. But I tell you this, at the national meetup, when we come together, it's real fellowship, and it's organic, and it's genuine, because we see each other throughout the year posting virtually, and we got together to connect and break bread with each other and really get to know each other, meet each other, families. It's genuine love, and it's nothing that, you know, that I can tell you. It's something that you got to experience.
Right. And or networking is important, and being around like-minded individuals has a huge impact on your mentality and your way of life. Like you said, I was looking at the website earlier, and like you said, in your first run, you just didn't want to be left behind. On the website, that prides itself, if someone comes in and they're not used to running, walking, anything long distance or anything like that, they don't get left behind. And I thought that was real huge. So that way, if anyone's coming in from any walk of life, they will be embraced and congratulated to make it to the end.
Exactly. We got brothers like we have. So I serve as a vice captain in Philadelphia. I'm not the captain. Shout out to our chapter captain, Lawrence Harrington. So if I'm up front, Cap, he'll pull out the rear. He'll bring up the rear. If Cap up front, if I ain't in the rear, somebody else that's a leader at BMR Philly gonna bring up the rear. And that's how it is as a brotherhood. We see where people at, where people working with, if somebody having their own conversational pace conversation going on, because brothers come out and share things that's going on in their personal life with people, just to have somebody to confide in and vent and get some type of direction. So if somebody having a conversation and they jiving at their pace, we pull back and we'll be here, but we don't leave anybody. We got different spots that we regroup, pull everybody in, and then we continue on with the route.
Gotcha. And then with law enforcement, and you know, anyone in this community knows that we work crazy shifts, we work crazy hours, we eat crazy diets, because most of us rotate, where we have some departments still have 8-hour shifts where you rotate day shift, second shift, third. Other departments have 12 hours. We have day shift, night shift, and it messes with your mental, it messes with your sleep patterns, it messes with your appetite. How important is it to stay physically fit in this job, and how do you do it so effectively?
It's so important to stay mentally and physically fit in this job. I actually lost two people I used to work with, just that was battling mental health experiences. You know, God bless their souls. RIP to Deputy Sheriff Dante Austin, who lost his life as a result of suicide back in 2019. RIP to Police Officer Robert Byrd, who lost his life as a result of suicide back in September of this year. Both were great officers I had the opportunity to work with and learn from these guys. So just to stay on topic, mental health is so important, just to prevent burnout on the job, just taking self-care time for yourself, doing something therapeutic, you know, just staying fresh, coming in, having a fresh outlook, you know, being able to be a helping hand to wherever you need to be in a job or in your home, and not just burning yourself out in the workplace and coming home and have nothing to, you know, give back to your family and your loved ones. That's why I do it. I do it so I can be there and show up as a man, whether I'm in a workplace, whether I'm in a community, whether I'm with my family and my loved ones, just being the best person that I can be for them. If I didn't do it, you know, I would see myself just burnt out, you know, not taking care of myself, eating, you know, anything and just letting my belly hang over my belt, you know, and that's not what I want to do. You know, in fact, you know, I'm inspired by my grandfather, you know, George Morse Jr., he did it the best. And just seeing someone that's in their early 80s and they're still out here, you know, dropping gems and dropping wisdom on me and seeing how he did it. So
nice.
Yes, keeping that time, you know, even if it's 30 minutes out of your day, you know, 3 times a week, or 45 minutes, 3 times a week. Start off, you know, you just got to start where you are. You know, you can't jump up and be where I am or where this guy is. You know, you start from where you are, because you know in your life where you dropped the ball or where you like, oh, when did I stop taking care of myself? You know where to pick up where you left off.
Right. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to pause for the cause because Certain Be Safe has a 2-minute interjection. Stay tuned. We're going to come right back.
I forgot I left the oven on, and now it's caused a fire.
Oh no! I hear an alarm!
Sergeant, be safe. Can you help me?
Sergeant, be safe to the rescue. Of course I can. I'm here to keep you safe. I know it's the holidays and we all get excited, but you gotta keep an eye when you're cooking in the kitchen. This grease fire, you want to smother the flame. Fire extinguisher works best. Never leave food unattended while you're cooking, even if it is for a second.
Thank you for your help. Without you, the fire would have caused this holiday to be disastrous.
You're welcome. Hey guys, one adventure down. Now I'm back at the office. Let's see if I can give you guys some more tips for the holiday. We already talked about websites that are scams, emails, letters, and social media. Be careful where you put your information, because once it's there, it's there. Don't give an opportunity for Chance Wilder to scam you out of your currency and digital currency. It only takes a second for him to ruin your life. Lock your doors, lock your doors, lock your doors. Do not leave your car key in your car or anyone else's vehicle either. Keep it in a safe place, away from the vehicle. And that's your tip of the day. To have a safe holiday.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Subscribe now.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you guys for tuning in to Black and Blue. We are having a wonderful discussion right here. I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you guys didn't eat too much. We are actually talking about physical fitness and Black Men Run right now. So this is right on time, right on topic, right after the holiday, the weekend holiday. If you guys overdid yourself, we got George Morse right here. He was talking about Black Men Run in the Philadelphia chapter. You still there?
Yes, sir. I'm still here, Coach.
Perfect. We talked about Black Men Run physical fitness, the importance of physical fitness, other chapters elsewhere, and we kind of touched on mental health and you going through CIT training. What challenges do you see in law enforcement today with the rise of mental health, and how do you think we as law enforcement officials can combat that?
It's so much with the mental health and mental health challenges that people are facing now when they come into contact with law enforcement. I touched on a little bit earlier, talking about someone may not just have a mental health challenge, they may also have a mixture of substance misuse involved with that, and also have you throw in there like, do this person actually have somewhere to stay? This person may be dealing with chronic homelessness. So we have people who have nowhere to go, and we're meeting people that's on edge. They're already in crisis. So it's good to have officers that are out there responding to calls, whether it's a retail theft, whether it's a commercial burglary, whether it's someone who may have some type of warrant or something going on, that we have well-trained officers who are CIT trained that can get out there and help de-escalate situations and get people the proper help that they need, as well as enforce the law and be proactive at the same time, simultaneously.
Absolutely. Getting the individuals to the proper facility. I remember we talk about it on the show a lot. Back in the day, before all the mental health training came in, there were still crisis officials that kind of came in and interjected. Drug and alcohol, those agencies came in. But if 911 was called and a law enforcement officer showed up to the scene, 9 times out of 10, they did not know how to address the issue because they think, is this a crime or is this not a crime? Is it someone at public risk of safety, life, limb, property, or whatever may be in danger? You show up, you deal with that situation. If someone's having a mental crisis, then you take them to a facility first, whether it's a booking center or jail, and then whatever they're going through, they could peak while they're in that facility, as opposed to getting the treatment that they need firsthand, dealing with the secondary issues.
Exactly. The law enforcement officers will still stand by and still be on location because they're in our custody. And as that, because the 302 is still a court order as well. If that person is going to be 302, once we get the orders from the doctor, if they're going to stay at that facility, the doctor is going to make that call. And as law enforcement officers, will do the proper paperwork that we need to do and get that back to headquarters.
Right. Absolutely. So in modern policing, what challenges do you see us facing as far as anything from community policing or challenges as if this job is cyclic? As you see that sometimes everyone, you step out in your uniform, hey, thank you for your service. We appreciate everything you do. We're loved. We're on commercials as heroes. They make cartoons about different dogs wearing uniforms, and they're the best thing ever. Then normally we're somewhere in the middle, where most people, they appreciate us, but if they don't need us for that immediate moment, we're just not even thought about, which is kind of where we kind of stay in the gray. Lately, the past couple of years, and we're coming back out of it, we've been at the very bottom, where it seems like nationally society does not like us, and everything we do, they want us defunded. They think we're the worst thing ever. So many different things are being combated against us on the public image. How do you think we should take hold of those challenges?
So I think now where the nation is at right now, as far as like with the spike in crime, you talking about rising carjackings. You got the gun violence surging in all the major metropolitan cities across the nation. So you've seen a lot of law enforcement agencies doing a lot of collaborations between local, state, and federal agencies doing a joint task force. So you got a lot of good work being done out there by law enforcement agencies, banding together, sharing information, taking criminals off the street who need to be off the street, getting unlawful firearms off the street. I love to see that kind of work being done with the collaboration work with the different law enforcement agencies. But as far as like the 21st century policing, what we're seeing and what we're facing is just something that we never seen before. And growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, when I was a civilian, for the last 16 years, I haven't been a civilian. So always been, carrying a gun and a badge. So it's just so much going on at the same time. And you got to stay ahead of the current trends and the future trends that's out here. Now we're in the era of smartphones and social media and things and whatnot. So you got criminals online that's sharing information of illegal activity that they're doing. But law enforcement is in front of that trend because we got technology out there that can see all those things that's going on in those underworld, operatives, whatever they're doing on social media. So we can see that and what's going on. But as far as like community policing, that's one of my major topics that I love to speak on and talk on, because community engagement is something that's key in law enforcement, community policing and crime reduction. When you got the presence of law enforcement out there in the community, attending being visible in the commercial corridors where you have your stores and your retail shops, attending the youth basketball games, the high school football games, or even the block parties or the community festivals, being out there, being a familiar face and someone that community members can talk to and have someone that they can call on when they see something in the neighborhood that's been going on illegal, just having that contact and that resource and that comfortable law enforcement contact that you have a rapport with. That's what we need to continue to help bridge the gap between the community and the police. And we can work together with the all hands on deck approach and keep that instilled in our communities moving forward.
Yeah, I like that. I like a lot of individuals say, a lot of guests say, and you're touching on it as well, is that being engaged in the community, whether it's an event or just getting out of your car, getting out of the station and engaging while you're shooting your hoops at the local playground, you're out with the kids who may be skateboarding or whatever they may be outside doing, or just following up with individuals that you may have dealt with the week prior. You see them again, like, hey, I know that situation was a tough situation. How did everything work out after I left or after we wrapped up here? Engaging with them. I know, and like, I'm pretty sure you being a fourth generation law enforcement official, Me as well.
Yes.
If I have an officer come to me or my house or my situation, I will want that officer to be competent. I will want them to be social. Maybe we don't need to be buddy, but I want to know that I feel comfortable around that officer and I know that they're going to do a good job and take care of the situation. And I'm going to portray that as we're out there, we are those individuals as well. That where you want me to be there because I know I'm going to do a job efficiently and effectively to make the outcome more favorable for everyone.
Yes, you want a human behind the badge.
Exactly.
That's what you want. You want that badge humanized.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You want a human behind the badge, and the officer at the same time is going to do his job.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely glad we see eye to eye right there. But also with community policing, we got 6 pillars. So the 6 pillars, you got building trust, you got procedural justice, policy and oversight, future trends we touched on, community policing and crime reduction. We have training and education, which is major. We also have employee wellness and officer safety. So all those things are very important and key, in law enforcement and to the community, because the community is involved in a few of those different pillars. They have input and insight in the policy and oversight with the boards and everything that they have, the advisory boards.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that community policing is one thing that you like to speak on often. Do you actually speak in front of a panel, or do you speak in front of individuals on your views on community policing? Or if someone asks you a question, you just like to dive right in, and that's how important it is to you?
So I served on the NAACP.
Okay.
Who was this? The criminal. We had I can't think of it off the top, but we have it. I think it was the criminal justice committee. That's what I served on for a year.
Okay.
So I spoke on community policing on a lot of the forums that we hosted and the panels that we had there, generational policing and things of that nature. Spoke at a lot of different events, and also when it comes down to, sometimes I get called on to speak to new recruits at the Philadelphia Police Academy. With a Steer Straight program, helping them, speaking to them right before they go graduate, and had an opportunity to do that with my sheriff and with the Guardian Civic League recently.
Gotcha. Have you ever spoken to any platforms with any juveniles, any schools or detention facilities or anything like that?
Yes, I've been doing that for some time now. Sometimes I get teachers that know me from doing the job reach out to me, George. Yo, man, I know you're on law enforcement. We need somebody to come talk to the kids that I'm right here. Such and such. I spoke to kids at a career exposure program at the Philadelphia OIC. They were in summer school over the summer, and that was I actually went and did 2 sessions with them. One was an in-class session where I spoke to them and actually shared some of the publications that I was featured in, showed them what we do at Black Men Run, spoke to them about what I do professionally, and then we had so much interaction going on with the students that they wanted me to actually, some of the students, I feel bad because I was supposed to show up to some of their football games. Some of them actually was involved in football not too far from where I grew up. Okay. And one of them did ask me, like, Mr. George, you want to come to my football game? I'm like, listen, I'm going to try to get out there. At the time, I was on the evening shift, working. Yeah. We was talking about the different shifts we had to work. And, I was still at the Warren unit at the time. I did that in class. Then they brought me back to do a physical fitness training with them, and they had fun doing that. Worked them out, did some cardio with them and everything, and it was great because that youthful energy is different. I'm in my late 30s now, so it's like, all right, I can keep up with them. They 16, 17, they doing this naturally, sprinting and everything.
They don't need to stretch. They just get up and boom.
They just get out there and just get it. And I had to race them too, and it was a push. I probably got them by an inch, but they was fast. Yeah. So
you had to show up though. You couldn't let the youngsters beat out the old head, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I love to do that. That's something I do naturally and passionately, because you remember being in those situations growing up. And I'm like, man, these people don't care about us. Who coming out to speak to us? Who doing this? Who doing that? And you got to remember that everybody is not fortunate enough to grow up with a 2-parent household. So that's the reason that I avail myself to those situations when I get a chance to.
Nice. Good answer. Let me ask you this. Looking at George right now, and let's just say, I know I hate to word this question, but I have to word it a certain way. In 3 to 5 years, what is your end game goal? Where do you want to see yourself? Where do you visualize yourself? I know goals go beyond 3 to 5 years, but what is your end game goal?
I see myself professionally still as a servant leader, still in a mix, working, probably involved or leading a joint task force somewhere, just helping combat whatever that current trend is or contemporary issue that we're dealing with in the nation at that time. Just giving my expertise from my position and helping out where I can help out, protecting the community, keeping civilians safe, doing what we need to do to just help the next generation grow up and get all the opportunities that they need to get and be able to get to and from school and to their home safely and be able to walk safely in their communities without worrying about getting hit by stray bullets and things of that nature. Just giving what I can give from the experiences that I have and the expertise that I have. So just collaborate and just continue to grow my professional network and just being somewhere in the midst, like I said, just serving and helping out and giving back any way I can give back.
Nice.
Yes.
That's a heart of service, man. Those are good goals to have. I hope you flourish in this field. Yes. You sound like a natural. Anyone who wants to give is always going to have good things coming to them. Give more than you receive. This is a service profession, period. But I mean, it has a lot of rewards, and this occupation is going to reward you tremendously.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it. And I see you a second generation too. I seen your pop in the previews. I was like, I know that ain't Coach right there because that looked like that's the 70s.
Yeah, you're right. That was the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay. We both got missing the same patch, except I covered mine up. His out in the forefront.
Yeah, I seen the old patrol car and everything.
Yeah, with the bubble light. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But let me ask you this: speaking of a service of giving, and not only is law enforcement, police officers, or any kind of agencies that are service giving feeling the brunt of this, any occupation nationally or globally is feeling the difficulties in finding recruits, finding applicants, finding qualified applicants, or maintaining seasoned professionals, seasoned individuals, and retaining them because people are quiet quitting or people don't want to go to traditional jobs anymore. In law enforcement, how would you say, or how would you combat trying to find qualified applicants or retaining seasoned officers?
Trying to find qualified applicants. I think the approach of community policing and just having that omnipresence, just being out in the community, connecting. And when you're out in the community, you're building those foundational relationships, especially if you got new recruits coming in and they're walking the beat, and you're getting them out to the high schools, building relationships with those teams. Because to me, being a former high school athlete, I believe that those attributes that those athletes had, college athletes, everyone doesn't get to go pro. That's going to come out of high school and come out of college that wants to be a football player, NBA player, or a professional soccer player, whatever you have may be. So when they think about it, they come out of the military, they're going to need jobs. So what can we do? We got to attract the best recruits that we can. So get out there to the football fields, the basketball teams, the people coming home from the service that serve the country, and try to, get out there and, offer them the opportunities. And
Cyber Sunday, I think we lost got a little freeze. I don't know if it's on my end or not. Let's see if we can get him back here. We're gonna pause for the cause and go to Sergeant Be Safe here. Stand by.
Hello, ma'am. Send me gift cards. and your credit card numbers over the phone.
Once Chance Wilder gets all of her information, we're going on a shopping spree. I'm talking Gucci, Fendi, and Prada.
I'll send the police to your house.
You mean to tell me that if I don't send you my credit card numbers over the phone, you're gonna come to my house and arrest me?
Absolutely. I love shopping on Amazon Prime, especially when everything is free 99.
I can't believe people are so gullible.
Sergeant, be safe. You're right on time. Can you help me?
I sure can. Hello, Wild Chance.
Oh no. Sergeant,
That's right.
be safe.
Never give out any credit card information over the phone.
I can't believe you led Be Safe right to us. Run, you fool.
Me? It isn't my fault. It was your idea.
You're caught and going back to jail. Remember, folks, don't buy gift cards and give that or credit card information over the phone, especially to a stranger. It could be Chance Wilder and his partner getting ready to rob you blind. Remember, take it from me, Sergeant Be Safe, and that'll be your tip of the day to get you on your way.
Subscribe now.
All right, perfect, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yeah, we had a little freezing right there, but I think he's back. Everything looks good backstage. I'm gonna pull him back up here. George, you still there?
Yeah, Coach, I'm still here. What's going on? We ready.
Yeah, I think it froze right in the middle of your sentence right there. But I think we're good to go now. You look loud and clear.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
so we was talking about recruitment and retention,
Mhm.
and basically, just to simplify it, I was just touching on just staying active out there in the front, just having an omnipresence in the community, and just building those relationships with the community leaders, the stakeholders in the community, the schools, the churches, our vets coming home from the service, things of that nature, and just letting them know it's humans behind the badge. Yeah. It's humans behind the badge, and it's people behind the badge that really come to work to help out their communities and serve and protect their community. They want to see people succeed, in life, So once people can see that more often, I think, people probably will start filling out the applications and come back and going to, serving their communities and joining the force.
So let me ask you this: if a kid just graduated from college, or they just came back from the military, and they're looking, they got the bug to get into law enforcement, but they still haven't made the leap, and they come to you and they ask you what kind of skills are preferred for each special department or agency, or just to get into the academy itself. What kind of advice would you give that young man or woman?
What would I give them? Basically, I would just tell them to come in, come in as a sponge. Come in as a sponge. Try to learn from your seasoned officers and also from your hybrids. I consider myself a hybrid because I had the opportunity to work with the seasoned veterans who are on their way out, and I had the opportunity to help train the younger officers that are under me. I'm not that old yet, but so I consider myself like in the middle, and just be a sponge and develop your own foundation, your own approach to the job, your own leadership style, as I would say, because we're all leaders once you put that badge on. I don't care if you're not a supervisor, you're a leader, because when you go out you respond to these calls, you go out to these houses on these domestics, you're out there, you got to make a call. When you're out there serving paperwork, or you going out there responding to a domestic or whatever, to a traffic stop, you're all leaders once you put that uniform on and get out there in those communities and start protecting and serving.
Yeah, absolutely. Good answer again. Good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we discussed a lot of things. We talked about Black Men Run, physical fitness. We talked about mental health. We talked about recruitment. We talked about community policing, policing in the 21st century. So many topics were covered during this podcast, and I appreciate it. Through the course of conversation, I may have forgot to ask a question, or I may have jogged a memory for you that you would like to put that information out there. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us right now? The floor is yours.
Oh yeah, I know we had talked about mentors and people that helped me along the way. So I just want to shout out to all the veterans that helped me along the way coming up on my journey in law enforcement. All the seasoned officers, veteran officers, my supervisors who took time to pour into me, drop gems on me throughout my career as a correction officer early in my early stages. When I came down to the sheriff's office, it was some older guys, RP Lieutenant Hurd, Captain Hurd that passed away. Thank you to my chief that retired, Chief Muse. Shout out to him. Shout out to Brother Mike Allen that retired. Shout out to my current supervisors, Captain Thurin, LT Fowlin, all my brothers that I work with, brothers and sisters I work with in the Warren unit that embraced me when I came over there and worked with them. Just everybody, man, that helped me out, to where I am today. And my uncle, Jesse, that's a firefighter. He was somebody I always looked up to. My grandfather, George Morse Jr., and the guys in the neighborhood, who didn't want to see me become a stereotype and helped me stay out the streets. And also my teachers, who always used to look out for me too in high school. Yeah, so much love to everybody. That's what I want to shout out.
Yeah, nice. Now, that's a nice long list, and that's good because it takes a village. And to get in that village as your foundation, they produce a wonderful product, and producing a wonderful product, you give back in yourself. We talk about that, we're giving back. We appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to bring me on.
Absolutely. Not hard to do, man. This is a great live, a great podcast, great information, ladies and gentlemen. George Morse. I say that correctly?
Yeah, Morse. Just remember Morse code. Yes, sir.
Okay, Morse. There we go. I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher your name. Ladies and gentlemen, man, he came on here. He discussed a lot of wonderful things. Make sure you check out the website of the Black Men Run, the chapter that he's affiliated with. If you have any questions, reach out on either this comment section or reach out to him or reach out to those chapters. Get that information taken care of. We will answer those questions for you. You can ask me, but all I'm gonna do is deflect that information to him, so he can answer those questions. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Black and Blue. We go live once a week with anyone in the law enforcement arena who was either rookie, seasoned, or retired, and they share their experiences and what they have going on. We're going live next week. Make sure you guys tune in. Not exactly sure what day it is, but it will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to have fun doing it. Darren, thank you. It was a great informative show. Yeah, we had a great guest on the show. Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sergeant Be Safe is going to walk us out, and we love you. We see you. Make sure you guys stay safe. 10-4, over and out.
Thank y'all.
Well, you know it. The holiday season has begun. Here's a few tips that you should be aware of to stay safe. Online shopping and watch out for those fake websites that want to get your information and credit card numbers. There's scammers like Chance Wilder trying to hack into your computer. Online shopping goes up more than 50% this time of year. So keep a vigilant eye on your bank account, your computer, and any social media platform. Black Friday shopping is now here. Chance Wilder, I see you. Get out of here. If you're going out to stand in those long lines, make sure you lock your car.
That's Sergeant B.
Dress warm because it could be cold. Show the holiday spirit and be courteous to other people in line. Remember, first come, first serve. Still keep a watchful eye for problems in line. And once you finally make it inside to the store or mall, well, there's Rob You Blind. I guarantee he doesn't have the Christmas spirit. Rob You Blind is on the prowl, so be mindful of your purses, your bags, your cell phones, or any other personal items that you may sit down. And if you happen to see a crime, report it. Sergeant Be Safe, that's your tip of the day to have a safe holiday.
Party pooper, be safe.
can't believe people are so gullible.
10-4, over and out.
Subscribe now.